Ready? We ready to go? Okay. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Alia. And my Sahaj name that Shri Mataji gave me is Sharmila. So you can call me either one. This is Beatrice, 8 years old, and Uma, 13 years old. And we're gonna talk about Sri Ganesha today, but in the form of plants and in the form of nature. So it's gonna be, we're gonna share some secrets that not everybody knows, and it's gonna be fun. We're talking to you today from Colorado, which is in the middle of the country, at the foothills, at the feet of the tallest mountains in America. They're called the Rocky Mountains, and it's a very, very beautiful place. It's a very wild place, full of animals, wild animals. And we are doing it outside, as you can see, in our yard, because we're going to talk about plants and the importance of plants to Shri Bhumi Devi and to us, and in Sahaja Yoga, because they're very important in Sahaja Yoga as well. Okay, but first, let's have a quick meditation so that we can get in a good mood and be nice and balanced. Yes? Everybody ready? Give me a thumbs up. Everybody got a thumbs up? Sounds good. All right, we're gonna do a nice meditation, and our focus today is gonna be Shri Ganesha. Shri Ganesha is the earth element, right? You know this. So all the things that we're going to talk about today have to do with Mother Earth, Shri Bhumi Devi, okay? And the importance of Shri Bhumi Devi to Sahaja Yoga and to Sahaja Yogis and Yoginis. It's very important. So that's what we're going to talk about. So our meditation will be focusing on Shri Ganesha and innocence, because everything in nature is innocent. And if we cultivate nature, we're cultivating our own innocence, right? What does cultivate mean? Everybody know what cultivate means? Go ahead. Sasra, you know? Anybody? Okay, cultivate, when you cultivate a garden and you cultivate vegetables, you're growing them, you're nurturing them, you're feeding them food, and you're giving them water. And then that garden gives you fruit or vegetables. So when you cultivate nature, you're helping grow the flowers, the fruit, the vegetables, and the herbs all around you. And the beauty of that is when you cultivate nature, it cultivates you right back. Because what happens? You get fruit, you get vegetables, and you get wonderful herbs that you can use in tea and as medicine. So anytime you give to nature, nature gives you a million times more. And that's because Mother Nature is pure giving and pure innocence. And it's the purest quality of Shri Ganesha. Okay, so let's do Api Api and Bandan to start our meditation, and we're going to focus on Shri Ganesha today. Okay, so ready? Sitting? Api Api Api, Mother Kundalini one. Api Api Api, Mother Kundalini 1, 2. Api Api Api, Mother Kundalini 1, 2, 3. Muladhara Swadhisthana Nabi Void Anahata Vishuddhi Agnya Sahasrara Ji Shri Mataji. Okay, so here we have our altar. Okay, and we're going to meditate a little bit. And you look at your altar, wherever you are. bit of wind. Okay. So let's put our hands on the ground, on Mother Earth. And if you're in your house, it doesn't matter because your house touches Mother Earth. And therefore, you're still touching the ground. We're going to say Shri Ganesha mantra 4 times. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. You can put your hands on your lap. Let's put our attention on the Muladhara chakra. The Muladhara chakra is below the Kundalini, below the sacrum bone. It is the roots of our tree. It's the roots of the subtle system. And the roots are the most important part of any plant. That's lesson 1 about herbs. The roots. Nothing is more important. And for us, as Sahaja Yoginis and Yogis, Muladhara is the most important. So let's put our attention on our roots. Close your eyes. Attention up. And feel your Muladhara in yourself. Feel the roots growing down, down, down into the Mother Earth. The Muladhara is what keeps us held together with Mother Earth. Feel your connection through your Muladhara to Shri Bhumi Devi. And we're going to say the mantra to Shri Adi Bhumi Devi with full attention in the Muladhara. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Adi Bhumi Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. The subtle system inside our body is referred to as the tree of life. So all our chakras, our kundalini, our sahasrar are the tree of life inside us. Muladhara is the roots of that tree. But let's now bring our attention up into the trunk of the tree, to the Swadhisthana. This is where the nourishment from Sri Bhumi Devi comes up and starts feeding us. Let's say the mantra to Shri Saraswati Brahmadeva. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Saraswati Brahmadeva Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now we continue up the trunk of the tree into the Nabi. Lakshmi Vishnu. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Lakshmi Vishnu Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now we raise our attention even higher to the heart, to Anahat. And this is an important area also, because this is how we feel the love of nature. Nature is pure love. All the plants are pure, pure love. And we can feel that in our hearts. So here we say, Shri Durga Mata. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Durga Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now we raise to Vishuddhi. And amazingly, Vishuddhi, you all know, is the communication center. But did you know that nature talks to us? And we're going to learn how nature talks to us today. Talks to us through vibrations, but talks very clearly. So let's put our attention in the Vishuddhi and say mantra for Radha Krishna. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. When you're surrounded by nature, it's so easy to go thoughtless because nature gives and gives and gives vibrations. So put attention in Agnya and see if you are thoughtless. Try to find a space between your thoughts. Here we say Shri Mary Jesus. Om Twameva Sakshat Shri Mary Jesus Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And now at the top of our head is the big tree that we know of as all the leaves and branches, opening wide to the sun. Feel inside yourself this vibrational tree from the roots up the trunk to all the leaves and branches opening wide above your head. We'll say the 3 mantras of the Sastra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swami Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now, one little exercise more and we'll be done. Close your eyes. Raise your head up. Feel your tree of life inside. Start with the roots. Feel how the roots pull you down towards Shri Bhumi Devi. And then up, 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 up. Your spine, your trunk, the tree. Feel the opposite feeling in your Sahasrara. It's pulling you up. They're opposing forces. The roots pull you down. The branches and leaves of the tree pull you up towards the sun. What it feels like is like a guitar string pulled tight. Otherwise, the guitar won't play. The string has to be tight, pulled in opposite directions. That is how we should be, in perfect balance and harmony, and be the perfect instrument for Shri Mataji. So let's feel that feeling for a few minutes, just a few. Try it. Good. Now for the rest of this class, try to keep that feeling. Okay? You think you can do it? And then next time you meditate, try to do it outside in your backyard, if you have a backyard. And try that. It's also very nice to sit under a tree. And feel the vibrations of the tree while you are meditating. And you can feel the roots of the tree under the ground and feel the branches of the tree above your head. It's really, really helpful. Helps keep your attention, which sometimes can be so distracting, right? Okay, so I have my assistants today. And we're going to teach you some wonderful secrets about Sri Bhumi Devi. Can everyone put their camera on so I can see your faces? Also, if you have questions, you just can unmute yourself. Do you know how to do that? And you can ask. You can ask me questions anytime. So first, I'm going to teach you some little basic things about some plants. There are two types of plants. One is called perennial and one is called annual. Perennial plants are like trees, like maple trees. They bloom, and in winter they go down to their roots and the top part dies, but in spring they come back. So a lot of the plants I'm going to show you and talk about today, I'm going to teach you about 7 medicinal plants. Where did my paper go? Here. They're all perennials. And they're so easy to put in your garden. And I encourage all of you to do it. Because again, nature, whether it's dogs, cats, look here, we got our chickens. This is Fifi. She's a very good chicken. Whether it's trees, grass, flowers, it's pure innocence. Did you ever think, why do we give Shri Mataji flowers in a puja? It's the most pure thing we can give. It's the most innocent and pure. It's the most beautiful expression of the Muladhara, is flowers. Okay? Yes, Fifi, I know, Fifi. Go away. So, Mother Bhumi Devi gives us everything that is the most perfect for our survival. Since people were in caves, people have been using plants to heal themselves. There are cave paintings in France that show people hunting, and it shows people using plants. People have been using plants medicinally since the beginning of time. There are many systems of healing with plants. One is called, I bet you all know, Ayurveda. You've heard of it? Of course you have. That's the Indian system of healing with plants. But there's ancient Chinese system of healing with plants as well. There's an ancient Native American system with healing with plants. And there's an ancient European system of healing with plants. The ancient Greeks, thousands of years ago, have written down books and books and books of their system of healing with plants. There's a famous ancient Greek scientist, one of the first, named Hippocrates. And he is known as the father of medicine. And he healed with plants. He was very famous for this. And he's to this day, thousands of years ago, famous for it. So I've studied plant healing for many years, and I've taught it for many years. But you know what's my favorite way to teach plant medicine? It's not just to regular folks, but it's to yogis and yoginis. Why? Because a lot of the healing that happens with plants is vibrational. It goes much deeper than the chemicals that are inside the plants. There are chemicals inside the plants, natural chemicals, good chemicals. that help our bodies heal. But each plant has vibrations. And Sri Bhumi Devi has put them here for us. So I'm going to teach you about a few of them. My girls know all about them. And when we are here in Colorado, where nature is very abundant, we walk in the mountains and we can pick plants as we walk that help us and even feed us. Okay? So it's a fun thing to do. And if you ever come here to Colorado, we'll take a walk with you in the mountains and we'll show you some really cool plants. And you could survive in the mountains by eating mushrooms, plants, and fruit. Yes. So, oh yeah, go grab a hibiscus flower from the front. Yeah. And you go grab some mint. Grab like a handful of mint. Okay. So it's really cool. I recommend that you try this. We are used to, as Sahaja yogis and yoginis, to meditate and feel vibrations of ourselves and maybe of other people. But have you ever tried to feel the vibrations of a tree? Of a mountain? Or even a flower? You can do it. And each plant has a little bit different vibration, and those vibrations are part of the healing process to you. And the ancient ones that figured out these plants' healing properties, I mean, people always wonder, how did they figure that out? It's kind of crazy that they figured out thousands of plants and what each one does. But I can tell you, because I've studied here with the Native American tradition, they figured it out with vibrations to a large degree. They spoke to the plants, the ancient Native American healers. And the way they spoke to the plants was they would just sit with the plants and see what came to them. I encourage you to try it. You'd be amazed what amazing vibrations you'll get from plants. It is Sri Bhumi Devi herself talking to you. So here's one of the most famous. What is this? Does anyone know?
A hibiscus.
Hibiscus. And what is hibiscus? Who loves hibiscus?
Favorite flower.
Sri Ganesha's favorite flower. Think about that for a second. This is Sri Ganesha's favorite flower. Must be pretty special, huh? Right? For Sri Ganesha to single this flower out to be his favorite. Why do you think it's his favorite? One very obvious reason. What color is it?
It's orange.
It's red. It could be orangish, but it's really very bright, beautiful red.
It
More like
also has
pink.
middle.
Pink, red. I don't know if the camera is showing you the true color as well, but this one is quite pink. That's true. But the inside is very red. So this not only is a very beautiful flower that we offer to the altar, it's medicine. This plant is medicine. You make tea out of this plant. Now, when you make medicine out of plants, you can use the flowers, the leaves, or the roots. In this case, it's the flower. You can dry these flowers and use the petals to make tea. It's a very common tea. And that tea has one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C of any plant. So it's feeding you. And often when you're sick, I'm going to put this flower on the altar. Often when you're sick, what your body needs very badly is vitamin C. So it's a great way to feed your body what it needs to heal. Your body can't do a good job of healing without vitamin C. It won't work. So if you don't give yourself enough vitamin C when you're sick, you won't get better. It'll take a lot longer for you to get better. But if you give yourself tons of vitamin C with fruits, like orange fruits, peaches, apples, any nice fruit is full of vitamin C. But if you don't feel like eating fruit when you're sick, a nice thing to do is just drink tea. And hibiscus tea is full of vitamin C that's going to make you feel better. And it'll help your body fight the virus or bacteria that's attacking you. Another one that's very high in vitamin C, that's good medicine, and you can make a tea with both hibiscus, is rose hips. Anybody know what rose hips are? No? Did you know that roses have fruit? Roses have fruit. The flower comes. You want to grab me a rose?
A rose and a rose hip.
Both. If you see a rose hip, grab a rose hip. The flower comes, then the flower dies, and where that flower was, a fruit grows. And that fruit is a rose hip. You can pick the fruit, chop it up, and make tea. And that rose hip really has a lot of vitamin C. So if you mix the hibiscus petals with the rose hips, you've got yourself a powerful and delicious tea that helps you get better when you're sick. Yes, and it's super nice. It's red, and your tea will be a beautiful bright red color. And you can make iced tea with hibiscus in the summer. Very nice. Really, really, really delicious. Okay. Oh, you get a stalk. Get a whole stalk of it. Okay. Okay, here's another one. You might have these in your garden. These are the leaves. If you were here, you would smell this. And it's the most refreshing plant you'll ever have. Yes, Fifi, go away. Goodness, these chickens. This is mint. Can you see? Everybody should have mint in their garden. If you don't have mint, tell your mommy and daddy to go to the supermarket and get you a plant of mint. Everybody should have mint in their garden. It's delicious. And very importantly, these flowers are really great for bees and butterflies. And one thing that we do, you have mint, Nita?
Yes.
Awesome.
Backyard.
Good. Mint is an easy plant to grow. Anyone can grow mint. They hardly need any attention at all. They're very sturdy plants, and they'll grow like crazy. And they'll grow really big. So give it a good amount of space. And all you have to do is pick the leaves, and you put it in hot water, and you have yourself a delicious tea. Another thing that's really nice is to mix mint with hibiscus and make a delicious tea out of it. So good. And you can ice it with sugar, and you have the most delicious iced tea in the world. And it's super great in summer. It's very refreshing. But this is medicine. This is great for your yard. Wonderful bees and butterflies. So highly recommend that you help Mother Nature by planting it. But one of the best things that mint does is if you have a tummy ache. If ever you have a tummy ache, you make yourself some mint tea and it'll soothe down your tummy. So really good one. And it's delicious. Everybody loves mint, right? That's why you have mint gum and all kinds of candies that are minty. All right, so that's another one.
Some rose hip.
Oh, yay, good.
They're not
Here you
red,
can
though.
see, this is a rose hip when it's still green. It's gonna turn bright red. It's like when an apple is a little baby. It's green, but then little by little it turns red. This is a little rose hip. There used to be a flower here. The flower went away, and now this fruit came. And this is the fruit of the rose.
Rose hip raw.
Can you eat rose? Is that a question?
Yes.
Can you eat rose hip raw? No, it's better not to. It probably wouldn't hurt. But it's
I have something to tell. How
okay.
come rose can give a fruit when usually normal roses don't give fruits?
All roses give fruits. You just don't notice. But take a look. Take a look in there's no fruits in, so you know how an apple tree in spring there's no apples, right? In summer, in spring there's going to be flowers all over the apple tree. So during the spring and summer you'll see flowers in the roses. Only in fall or late summer you start getting the fruit, just like in late summer and fall you get the apples. It comes in the season. There's the expression, autumn is for apples. Okay, but it's not only for apples, it's for all fruit. Okay, and we have a peach tree right now that's giving us hundreds of peaches. So autumn is for peaches, I'll tell you. So we've talked about hibiscus, rosehip, mint. Everybody should have mint. Everybody should have roses. They're great for the birds and the bees and the butterflies. The 3 B's, birds, bees, butterflies. We need to help them, okay? When we help the bees and the birds and the butterflies, we're helping ourselves as well. So lemon balm, why don't you get some lemon balm? And Bea, why don't you get some yarrow? And flower and leaves.
Pink or no?
White.
White.
So I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Has any of you gone camping? Who has gone camping? Seriously?
I have gone camping in Kanajahari.
In Kanajahari. Everyone's gone camping in Kanajahari, right? Okay, so one time me and my family and another family of yogis, I don't know if you know the Codys. The Codys have 3 daughters. No, now they have 4 daughters, just had another baby. So we were in the middle of nowhere, far, 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 hours and hours from civilization, in the middle of a forest, camping. And my son thinks it's a great idea because, see, now the Codys, their daddy is a carpenter. So he taught his daughters how to use a knife to whittle wood. So my son sees these 3 girls whittling wood with a knife. He's like, oh, I can do that. I can do the same thing these girls do. So he gets a knife and he nearly chops off his finger. I'm not exaggerating. Super big cut. But luckily, me and the Cody's mommy, Radha, we're herbalists. So we had medicine. How did we have medicine? In the forest. We know how to stop bleeding. There's a plant that the ancient Greeks have talked about and people use all over the planet because this plant is everywhere. You have the yarrow? Come bring it. And this plant stops bleeding. And if we didn't have that plant, we would have been in trouble because we were hours and hours and hours away from any hospital. So here is yarrow. You'll find it literally everywhere. In Asia, Africa, Europe, and all over the North and South America. Everywhere you go, you'll see this. You just have to pay attention and you'll see it. And Mother Bhumi Devi's always there ready to help you. So Mother Bhumi Devi was there when my son had his finger nearly chopped off. And what you do is you take these leaves, little leaves, you stick them in your mouth, you chew them up, and you make a paste. Sounds crazy, but it works. You put it on the wound that's bleeding and it stops bleeding. It has chemicals inside the plant that stops bleeding. And his finger stopped bleeding. It took a little while. We had to wrap it up and we put up the paste made from these leaves inside and we wrapped it real tight. And the next day we opened it up and it was closed up. It really, really works. So next time you should have, first of all, you should plant this in your yard so that if ever you are bleeding, you know what to do. It also feeds the 3 B's, birds, bees, butterflies. Yes, very nice plant. Every Home Depot will have one of these. All right. So have your mommy and daddy take you to Home Depot and get some yarrow.
Another story about
You do? What is it? Go tell them to my hair.
Okay. So there's another story about yarrow. So it was summer and we were in the sprinklers and we like to jump over the sprinklers, but it was moving really fast. So Uma jumped over the sprinklers, but she got a cut and but we went back over in our garden and we just got yarrow and she was okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can use these plants all the time. Mother Bhumi Devi gives us food, but she also gives us medicine. And again, human beings have evolved with this medicine. And every single country on this planet has a history of using these plants. And yarrow is one of the most famous. It's really, really famous. The ancient Greeks would go to war and they would heal their warriors with yarrow. So when they would get a sword put in their side in the war, I'm serious, this is written down, you can read it. They would grab yarrow and they would keep it with them as well. And the warriors would stuff the wounds full of yarrow so to make the bleeding stop. Okay, so this is not, I'm not making this up. You can look it up. Google yarrow and you'll see an amazing history that spans thousands of years. It is the leaves, you can see have tiny, tiny, tiny leaves inside. It's called Achillea millefolium. Millefolium means thousands of leaves. Achillea means Achilles. Achilles was a great warrior of ancient Greece. Okay, so this is named after an ancient warrior because the warriors used to use it to heal themselves. So here we have another one. This is a cousin to mint, and they taste rather the same. This is mint here. This is a mint leaf. And this is lemon balm. They look very similar, right? They look very similar. This is the top part of the plant. The only difference is this one smells like mint. Everybody knows what mint smells like, right? This one is called lemon balm. What do you think it smells like? Take a wild guess. Lemon, obviously. So if you rub it, you smell lemony stuff. It smells minty lemony. This one's all the way mint. It's good for the 3 Bs. What are the 3 Bs? Fifi, you're really annoying. Look at you. This is Fifi. She's trying to pick our plants. Okay, go away. 3 Bs, birds, bees, butterflies. All of these plants are good for all the 3 Bs. What do you have there, Nita? Is that mint?
It's a brand
Okay.
and it's a bud. Trying to show you. Right here.
Very
That's
nice. Good. So lemon balm. Lemon balm is a mint family plant. They're very easy to grow. And it's good for your tummy. But here's another thing it's good for. It's good for calming down. So at the end of the day, if you're very hyper and you can't settle down to go to sleep, sometimes it happens. You've had a very exciting day and you can't stop moving and you can't stop wiggling and you just want to keep going and you just don't want to sleep. Well, then your mommy can make you a lemon balm tea. And you're going to relax and you're going to feel so much better and ready to go to sleep. Yes? And it's delicious. It's a lemony minty taste, very yummy. So your tummy will feel really good and you're going to be nice and relaxed. And it's great for your mommy to relax at the end of the day too. So everybody should have lemon balm in their garden. Why? Birds, bees, butterflies. They're great for it all. Okay, what are we going to next? Ooh, okay. You get a bunch of lavender and you get a bunch of fennel. Get the seeds as well as the flowers.
Wait, do you want me to get?
And the leaves, all of it.
Do you want me to get all of it too?
No, you get, yes. Lavender, well, get the top parts.
Okay.
But get a bunch.
Okay.
Okay. So I've taught this class in Kanajahari. And we made lavender pillows. Little lavender pouches. Nita knows about that. She was there. You don't know?
Lavender. Wait a second.
You have lavender too?
I also have lavender. I have English lavender.
Good.
And I think one more. I forgot its name.
There's French lavender and English lavender. English lavender is the best in America because it tolerates the cold. So it'll survive winter.
I have something for, I have lemon basil.
Yeah. Lemon basil is different, but it's also extremely good. And it's great for your tummy. All of those are good for your tummy. So, lavender, this is another really cool one.
No, this is fennel.
That's fennel. Okay, but let's do lavender first. Lavender is really cool. In World War I, they were out in the field in Europe, in France, battling the Nazis. Imagine.
What? That was World War I?
Yeah, in World War I. Well, I'm just giving one example. France is full of lavender. Europe is full of lavender. And the Europeans that came to the Americas brought lavender with them. It's the most wonderful smell in the world. Do you know what lavender smells like? It's just heaven. It's absolutely the most heavenly smell. Everybody should have lavender in their yard so that when you feel bad, you just get a little bit of lavender and everything's better in the universe. Seriously, it's so good. Lavender is heaven. And that's why you make little pouches and you stick the flowers. You just pull off the flowers here, put them in the pouch, and then you can have it next to your bed.
You can also make wands.
You can make wands, you can make necklaces. Yes, that's your pouch. We made that pouch together in Kanajahari. Nita's showing. Yes, that is. Oh, and that's another pouch. That's an easy way to do it right there. So it's wonderful to have a pouch of lavender flowers next to your pillow. Why, you ask? I know you're asking. Because it's calming. It makes you feel calm. It literally has chemicals that go straight to your brain and calm you down. Our sense of smell is the most ancient of our senses. Imagine, think about it. A fish in the water. Sharks can smell things from miles and miles away. Animals outside in the wild follow the smell in order to find food. So we're hardwired in evolution for smell to have an effect on our brain. And lavender uses that with its gorgeous smell and it calms you down. So having a lavender pillow next to you, you have that smell and it just relaxes you beautifully and lets you sleep like a baby. So that's one thing lavender does. Lavender has a lot of really cool properties. Another one.
Lavender.
Sorry?
This is my lavender in the front yard.
Oh, very nice. Excellent. Yeah. It's a kind of a round thing and has all the many of these all around it. So another really cool thing that lavender does, it's antiseptic. Anybody who's in a higher grade know what antiseptic means? Anybody? Come on. What did you learn in science? Anything?
It fights septic things like infection.
That's right. Yes. Antiseptic means it kills germs, kills viruses, kills bacteria, kills fungus, kills microbes. So this is back to the story from World War I. The soldiers were fighting in the field. Guns flying, bombs bursting, people getting really hurt. Okay. But in France and in many parts of Europe, they have a very, very deep history of using lavender as medicine. From ancient times, thousands of years, they've been using this to kill germs. So what they did was they would take their friends that have been hit by bullets or bombs or whatever that are bleeding, and they would stop infection by using lavender. And the French were using this left and right during World War I. They would, because lavender is everywhere in France, just everywhere. It's all over the Mediterranean. And they would stuff the wounds with lavender. It didn't cure the wound, but it prevented infection for when it would prolong their life enough so that they would survive to get to the hospital. Because it was the middle of a war. You can't just go to a hospital that easily. So that shows you the power of this plant. So, for example, when many times my kids have had a wound, and sometimes you have a boo-boo that's quite deep, and it gets red, and it gets poofy. Has that ever happened to you guys? Where you have a boo-boo that kind of hurts, and it doesn't get better? If you get essential oil made from lavender, it comes in a little jar, your parents will know about it, and you put lavender essential oil on that boo-boo, it'll get right better. Nothing better. There's nothing better than lavender essential oil to make your boo-boo better. It kills all the germs and bad things, and it allows it to heal nicely. So what's the incredible combination? These two. Think about that. If you have a bad boo-boo, first you disinfect it with lavender essential oil. Then you close the wound with yarrow, and it closes up, stops the bleeding, and you don't have germs, and you have a perfectly cured wound. Great combination. And these often are near each other in nature. So it's Mother Shri Bhumi Devi says, here you go. I give you everything you need to get better. Right next to you. So what should you have in your yard? Yarrow, lavender, for any time you have a boo-boo. You could put
in a pot.
Or in a pot. If you don't have a yard, it doesn't matter. You can put them in pots. Okay, how much time do we have? We don't have a lot of time. So I'm gonna just do a couple more. 2 more plants.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is neem a herb? Neem.
Yes. They make oil out of it. And I would say that's Indian. So I'm not as familiar with the Ayurvedic herbs. I know several that are very good. But a lot of the Ayurvedic herbs are difficult to plant in North America. Yeah, in a pot in your house, it will live, but not outside because the winters here are too difficult. So what I'm talking about are plants that can grow in your backyard here, like our backyard, and they'll keep coming back year after year because they're perennials. Okay, this is a really cool plant.
Yummy.
And yummy, very yummy. Boop. These are seeds. This is the flower. These are the leaves. Crazy looking leaves, huh? Do you guys know ajwan? I know you all know ajwan. Yes, no?
Ajwan.
Okay, this is a cousin. This is the American cousin of ajwan. Fennel. Fennel leaves. Fennel flowers and fennel seeds. And you know how ajwan are seeds and you make tea out of it? Well, fennel, you use the seeds to make tea. You can also chop up the leaves and put it in soup. Very delicious. You can eat it directly. It's very nice. Here, you want to eat some?
Yes.
This is her favorite. She loves eating fennel seeds. Here, they're very sweet. And you know, when you go to an Indian restaurant, they have this little bowl of seeds and you can eat them to leave when you leave your the restaurant, you know?
Yes.
Right. This is this. So these help with digestion. Very good. Super tasty. And this plant grows huge. We have one that's taller than me. It's like 6 feet tall. And it's full of these. And guess what it's good for? The 3 B's. Birds, bees, butterflies. Love this. Especially bees. Bees go crazy for it. But this is really tasty. Every time my kids go outside, they just grab some and they eat it. But it's particularly good if you have a really bad tummy ache or if you ate something that disagreed with you, like something gave you an upset stomach. You make some nice fennel tea or just eat the seeds directly. And it really soothes your belly. That's why you eat it. Mm-hmm.
So my question is that, so you see these, are these the ones which you're talking about?
It could be. I have to see the whole plant.
Because it comes
No,
from
that's
here.
not it. No, the leaves of fennel are like these. So those leaves that you're showing me are different, but it's a cousin because it has the same shape of the flower. So plants are grouped together as families. So you have the mint family, which is like lemon balm and mint. Okay. Fennel is part of the carrot family. So if you grab a carrot flower over there, you'll see that the flower of the carrot and the flower of the fennel are the same. And any flower that has that shape, like this, is part of the carrot family. Anyway, this is this is probably the strongest thing you can give to your tummy when you have a tummy ache. It really works. And if you mix it with mint and lemon balm, your tummy's gonna feel great.
Carrot?
This is a carrot flower. We have lots of carrots in our garden. And they shoot out these flowers and you can see that it's in the same family as fennel. Yes? Okay, so that's fennel. And last one, echinacea. We try to get a nice echinacea because a lot of them are getting old. Try to get a couple like really fresh ones.
Can I just eat this whole thing?
Yeah. So echinacea. Echinacea is native to North America. And it's the Native Americans that have been using it for thousands of years. When the when the Europeans came to North America, the herbalists, the first Europeans that came to North America, it was so long ago, the only medicine they had were plants. And so the herbalists that were the early Europeans that came here talked to the herbalists who were Native American, and they exchanged plants. Because I'll tell you something, a lot of the plants that you see in your yard, for example, dandelion, you know dandelions? Everybody has dandelions in their yard, and people spray poison on dandelions to try to kill them. But did you know that dandelions were brought here by the Europeans as medicine? Isn't it ridiculous that we're killing dandelions when Europeans brought the seeds across the ocean from Europe in order to, it was like one of their precious gifts. They brought it here and now it's spread all over the place. But the roots of the dandelion are very medicinal. And so it's kind of absurd to kill dandelions. Plus they're great for the 3 Bs.
Oh yeah.
We have dandelions everywhere. Okay.
I don't get it. How do people spray the poison on dandelions? All I know is the dandelions which are poisoned has a whole, like a little stem inside. The ones which aren't poisonous doesn't have a stem inside. like little small.
Well, the poison just kills them, so they just wilt and die. So that's you know. Veer, do you have a question? Maybe put the camera a little bit down. All I see is your hand.
What did the carrot flower do?
Carrot flower? It's a carrot. So you know carrots that you eat, the vegetable. The flower doesn't do anything. The flower allows the carrot to reproduce. So these then turn into seeds, just like the fennels. Fennel flower turns into fennel seeds. And then the seeds fall down and make more fennel plants. So the carrot shoots out flowers that turn into seeds that fall to the ground and make more carrots for the next year.
Okay.
Because carrots don't come back next year, but they reseed themselves.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah.
So this one is also, this is our last plant of the day. And this is a very, very, very famous plant. Anybody that knows anything about herbal medicine knows these plants. And these are the ones that the Native Americans have been using for thousands of years because they're native to the Americas. Echinacea. Echinacea, they're really pretty. They're quite tall, about 2 feet high, maybe 3. And they give you these lovely flowers with these funny, look at these cool spikes. See that? This is one of the favorites of the 3 Bs. Bees, butterflies, birds. But this is one of the best medicines. But what you use, you can use the tops. A really cool thing to do is take these cones, stick them in honey. Yeah, honey's good.
Those flowers in my backyard, they have dried.
Yes, they this time of year they're already starting to go. They're really in the middle of the summer at their best. But if you want, there's different ways to prepare medicine. Tea's one way, eating it directly is another way. You can make tinctures, essential oils, and honeys. So what you do is you get a jar, you pick a bunch of these cones, stick them in the jar and cover it with honey, close it, put it in your window for like a month. And the properties of this plant will go into the honey. And this is one of the best things for your immune system. Immune system is for fighting germs. It's your immune system is your army inside your body, the white blood cells that fight the germs. Yeah, very nice, Nita. Very lovely. That's it. So this plant, usually you use the roots. The roots is where really the powerful medicine comes from. And you can either take it as a tincture, a tea, any kind of extract. They even make them in pills nowadays. And when you're sick, like really sick, this is the plant to take, because what it does is it energizes your immune system. So it's like you have the army there with the drums and the trumpet. This plant is saying, immune system to arms, fight the germs, kill them. And that's what it does. It kills all the germs. It gets your immune system pumped up and ready for battle, and it kills all the germs, and then you feel better. So this can reduce the time that you're sick because it gets your immune army really pumped up and ready for battle, and it goes fighting all those germs. And the Native Americans have been using this for thousands of years. And the Europeans that came learned from the Native Americans about this, and they used it too. And we've been using it ever since. So we taught you, can anybody give me, now turn off your microphones. Come on, I want to hear you guys. Turn on your microphones. Okay, Aditya, give me a name of a plant we learned about today. Any of them.
Mint.
Mint. And what does it do?
What does it do?
I'll give you a hint. Oh, my tummy hurts. Oh. Mint is good for your tummy. It gives you make a tea. And where did the big mint plant go? There. Oh, here. You make a tea out of the leaves and the flowers. Those are the parts you use. Thank you, Aditya. Sorry to put you on the spot. Rishik, give me a name of a plant we learned about today. Any of them.
Lemon balm?
Lemon balm. Great. Do you remember what it does? It's okay if you don't. I'll remind you. It's like mint. So what does mint do? We just said it.
It just cures stomachache.
Stomachache. Another thing lemon balm does, smells like lemon, and it's great to calm you down. It's very soothing and relaxing. So if you're too hyper, if you're too right-sided, this brings you more to the center. It makes you more left. But if you're too lefty, you may not want lemon balm, actually. So you have to know, because if you're already very left-sided, you don't need to get more left-sided, right? So lemon balm, think of L for left. Lemon balm makes you more left if you're too right-sided. Okay, Veer, give me a name.
Lavender.
How about this one? The lavender. Lavender's good. Lavender. Can you tell me something about lavender?
Lavender is antiseptic, so
Yes.
it stops infections.
It stops infections. Excellent. It's also great to make you relaxed. So why do we use incense when we meditate? Incense. Yeah, why?
To relax.
To relax. Incense, the smell, goes straight to our brain and relaxes us and helps us get into the center. Lavender does the same thing. Lavender is wonderful to help you sleep. So you have your little pouch. Plant some lavender in your garden, and you can make lots of little pouches and give them to your friends, and everybody will sleep great. All right, who's there? Nita. Nita, where are you?
I'm here.
So can you tell me a name of a plant that we learned about today that hasn't been mentioned?
I
Here's
don't
some
really
examples.
remember its name, but it's the pink flower in your hand.
Uh-huh.
It kills viruses.
Technically, it doesn't kill the viruses. Lavender actually kills viruses. This one calls to arms your immune system. It activates your immune system, and your immune system works better.
And then
it kills the viruses and the bad germs. So, but it's close. This is called echinacea. And echinacea makes your immune system work better. So, very good. Thank you, Nita. Anybody else want to go?
There's one.
Srishti, do you remember anything?
Yeah, a rose.
Rose hips.
Yeah.
Little rose hips.
Yeah.
What does it do? Do you remember?
It makes tea.
Yes, with hibiscus. They both have very, very, very high vitamin C. So it helps you get better. It strengthens you when you're sick. And it keeps you healthy. So you don't want to only take it when you're sick. You want to take it all the time. You want to eat fruit with lots of vitamin C all the time so that you don't get sick. Because if you're eating vitamin C a lot, you stay strong and you won't get sick. My kids hardly ever get sick. The kids all around them are sick all the time. And my kids are never sick because we know how to protect ourselves with Mother Nature. Mother Nature gives us everything we need. Yes, Bella. Bella, look at this. Look at this crazy chicken. She's so crazy. She's a crazy chicken. All right. So, yeah.
If they say one.
But good job, Shrishti. And now, don't forget the warrior plant. Achillea millefolium. That's called yarrow. Hey, chickens, get out of here. This is Achilles plant from ancient Greece. He was a warrior. This is the one that stops the bleeding. And it saved our son from losing a finger. Yes. Any questions? There's one more. What? Fennel. Yeah, fennel.
I kind of
Ooh.
ate it off.
Bea ate most of the seeds, as you can see. This had lots more seeds before because they're so delicious. And I'll just say one last thing before we go. And then I bid you a wonderful day. When humans come into make houses into an area, they remove everything. So let's say you have construction workers and they're going to build a whole neighborhood of houses. Okay, for humans. They remove the trees, they remove the flowers, they remove all the plants, and they build the houses. And then all that nature has been killed. So all the 3 B's, the birds, the bees, and the butterflies have nothing to eat. So it's important to plant them in your yard to replenish what has been removed by humans when they build your neighborhood. Okay? It's very important. When we cultivate Mother Nature's plants, our brothers and sisters, Sri Bhumi Devi is our mother, right? But she's also the mother of all the plants and the bees and the birds and the animals. They're our brothers and sisters. When we cultivate these flowers, they help us heal. But they also cultivate innocence. Why? Because nature is innocent. And when human beings destroy nature, they're destroying innocence. When we cultivate in our yards all this beautiful, beautiful things, we're cultivating our own innocence. We're cultivating Mother Nature herself. And she gives us so much in return. She gives us food and she gives us medicine. And she feeds the 3 B's, and not just the 3 B's, because those then feed everything else. We're all part of a web. So it's really important not only to think of ourselves and think of our vibrations, but we have to think about the vibrations of all the animals around us, of Sri Bhumi Devi herself. We need to help her stay healthy and keep all the nature healthy, right? Don't you agree? Don't you want the butterflies to be okay and the little bees to make us honey? Yes? So that's why I encourage everybody to plant these plants in their yard and enjoy them yourself, but also let the little bees have food, because a lot of bees are dying lately from human beings. So by planting these things, you're helping the bees and the birds and the butterflies come back. Okay? So,
Swallow that seed whole.
oh, what is it, Veer?
Can we see Fifi one more time?
You want to see Fifi? Well, I don't know where she is. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody. I don't know which. We have 4 chickens.
Oh, yeah. We was getting Fifi.
Ah, thank you. There we are. She says bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. And she gives us delicious eggs every day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. It was really nice.
And
My pleasure.
We've been watching you swirl behind you, gobbling the fennel. Past 15 minutes.
It's super good. Nature's candy.
We will try. We will try also.
Do it. It's very
I
easy.
literally only have 2 left.
Every day she's eating these things. And if you like, I can send you guys a list of the plants that we learned about today so that you can remember, so that you can plant them in your yards. or at least plant them in pots and put them outside and
by a
enjoy them,
window.
or by a window.
I
So-
have something to tell.
Yeah.
Since you always get the eggs delicious, why can't you leave one egg to come out for a chick?
We don't have a rooster. We only have chickens. So they're not, they don't have babies inside. They're just for us to eat. You need a rooster in order to have little chicks. So, yeah, we just eat them and they're very, very yummy. And our chickens are very happy. They're not sad that we take their eggs because we let them be outside. And they also, and the one last little note, these plants are not only medicine for us, these plants are medicine for animals. So our chickens like eating these plants as well, but in nature, wild animals eat these plants when they need them. It's incredible how they know. And the Native Americans observed this. Even the ancient Greeks observed animals using plants as medicine, and then they would try the medicine and it worked. So it sounds crazy, but it's absolutely true. There's one plant, very famous one here in the Rocky Mountains called Osha. And Osha, see, they know. Osha is called bear medicine because the bears use it. When the bears wake up from hibernation, they go sniffing around, they dig up the roots of the Osha and they eat the roots. And the roots are very spicy. Very, very, very spicy, like and like horseradish, if you've ever had horseradish. Very, very spicy. But there's nothing that will kill a cold in your lungs better than Osha. Osha is incredible. You put it in honey, the roots, then you put that honey in your tea, and it is powerful medicine. If you have any kind of cough, a bad cough,
Or a sore throat.
or a sore throat, you have Osha and it, boom, it destroys it and you're better. And the bears wake up from hibernation, they look for Osha because they're super weak after not having eaten anything for all winter. And the Native Americans observed this, and ever since they've for a very long time, Osha is known as bear medicine. So all of these wonderful plants are not just medicine for us, but for all of nature.
We have Osha in a big jar
Yeah.
in a cabinet, so
Yeah, we have Osha roots ready at home for when we need them. So
Can you show us?
can we show you? You want to grab the Osha real quick? Do you know where our Osha man is? The Osha root man?
Oh yeah.
It's in the little pot.
So
Osha only grows very, very, very high elevations. You can't get Osha easily. Osha grows above 9,000 feet.
So
So
Auntie,
it's
if you have Osha, is it better to have capsules or tinctures, extracts?
tincture. There's no capsules of Osha. Osha, you either get the root directly and make a tea out of it or make a honey out of it, or you have a tincture.
I'm looking on Amazon. They actually have capsules of Osha.
That's weird. I would do a tincture. I don't know about capsules.
Okay.
But another thing that's really, really good, I didn't cover nearly even half of the herbs that we have. I only covered 7, but
Which one my favorite?
no, we don't have time. But their thyme, just regular thyme for cooking. If you have thyme plant in your yard, it's great against a cough as well. Oh, here's the doggies.
No.
Here's the doggies. This is our puppy.
Peachy.
She's crazy.
Peachy.
Ah!
Okay, I'll help.
All right, here, take this.
We must get
Crazy
them
animal.
inside. Oh, ow,
Yes.
ow, ow, Poochie.
All right.
I got this.
Yeah, two dogs.
So this is Osha root. We call this our Osha man because it looks like a little person. And this is our Osha honey. You chop up the root, you put it in the honey, and then you use the honey in your tea, or you eat it directly. And it's spicy.
Like licorice, right?
Touch.
No, it's hotter. It's tingly. And that tingly is what kills all the germs inside. And it really just opens up your lungs.
This is the lavender wand.
This is a wand Uma made out of lavender. She wanted to show you.
Pooch is too crazy.
And it
We can't
smells
get
good.
the dogs.
Okay, but that's it. We could go on forever. We know you have a day to go. So, Jai Shri Mataji, and hope to see you soon. Once this pandemic is finally over, we hope to see you in Kanajahari,
Yes.
and we can do more classes there.
Sounds good. Thank you, girls, for your help. Thank you, Auntie, for this really informative class. And maybe once we put this video on YouTube, maybe we can request for those who watch it in the future to also take pictures of their backyard, herbs, and fruit trees, and then post it in comments below.
And if you have any questions, you can always ask. Auntie Sonia knows my email. So if you have any more questions, feel free.
All right. All right.